on your shine. Get over here and clean up this mess.
Greetings and welcome back to the Dead End Drive-In. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined as always by Dirk and Darren of Subjective Perspective Collective. How are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing pretty damn good, man. I'm glad that I'm not possessed by some kind of sex cult shit going on, you know?
Yeah, no, that could be a good thing in some cases. It just depends, I guess. I suppose there's a lot of pain that goes along with the pleasure in those scenarios, though. So
A lot of red beaver shaking this thing at you, you know.
Yes. There is a lot of that, and we've got an unholy double feature tonight. So heavy on the blasphemy.
Definitely two very different films. Very different films.
Yeah. Oddly enough, both Exorcist cash-ins, knockoffs, but very distinctly different tones. One's a little more classy, and the other is anything but. So
trashy. I think is the word.
It's kind of like schizophrenic in a way too.
yeah, very much so. It's funny. I mean, we can talk a little bit before we get into the movies themselves. Just I mean, we're not going to recap what a classic and game changer The Exorcist was, but specifically talking in Italy, because there were a lot of Exorcist knockoffs, and of course it makes sense that would play in Italy, very religious country, and it would make sense that they would do a lot of knockoffs of that film. There is a movie, oddly enough, from 1963 called The Demon from director Brunello Rondi, which is an earlier film, predates The Exorcist, with a similar exorcism theme.
The spider walk crawl, right?
The spider walk was rumored to have been inspired by that. I mean, who knows? But maybe they got there themselves. But yeah, that's what I always try and throw out there. Worth checking out. But there was a rich history of Exorcist knockoffs. The Antichrist from Alberto De Martino is one of my personal favorites.
I think it's the best Exorcist ripoff that there is.
It is definitely near the top.
You got I'm blanking on with Joe D'Amato, cinematographer.
Oh yes,
he did the cinematography for that. So
that's a blind spot for me. I need to see that one.
Definitely.
Hopefully we can cover it and do another kind of version of this.
We'll absolutely pencil that one in. I'd like to talk about the Antichrist.
We'll call it the Tempter, though, just to throw people off. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's. We'll talk about some of the many alt titles for both of these movies tonight.
Yeah, right.
But in Italy, there was also a film called Beyond the Door, which I'm sure we will cover at some point. And I know you guys, I believe, have covered on Subjective Perspective Collective. I think.
No, I've covered it with the Dead Pit guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we covered Shock, which is Beyond the Door 2. I don't know if that's why you're getting mixed up. Maybe.
That's what we did. We did it with you, Dan, on Eurocrypt.
We did. Okay. Yes. That's the Eurocrypt I did. See, I don't even remember.
I mean, that's got Richard Johnson in as well, which he's coming up in our next film. So
absolutely.
But one of the Exorcist ripoffs I like is called Magdalena, and it's Italian. I think it's 74.
That's one I haven't seen. There's another one I haven't seen that I want to see called Obscene Desire.
Ooh, okay, yes.
And then that's from Giulio Petroni from 1978.
Yeah, that was a little bit later, and it does not get talked about at all. So,
and technically, Amityville 2 is an Italian Exorcist ripoff.
I always say Amityville Horror, the first sequel, is so good, and it got so much shit for ripping off The Exorcist with the ending, which a lot of people were doing, but Amityville 2 is a damn fine movie.
It's the best Amityville, in my opinion.
I think it's better than the original 2.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it's like I kind of wish this was called something else, and I think it would be more respected. But
Definitely.
but in Italy, Beyond the Door was a huge hit, and not just in Italy. Beyond the Door had some reach. It was a hit in the U.S., and of course, on the downside, Warner Brothers did win a lawsuit against the producers for ripping off the Friedkin film.
Oh yeah, slammed it down. It wasn't in the theaters long, you know.
It did.
And
big
there's
hit.
another one though. That's a blind spot for me. I'm sure y'all have seen it. I don't know the Eerie Midnight horror show.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Many adult, many alternate titles, and yeah, it gets pretty crazy. These things just had so many names.
Yeah.
So tonight we are talking about two in particular, which we'll kick it off with our sleaze fest.
Yeah.
Which the Italians went hard on the sex with these films.
I did want to mention one more that's a Exorcist parody Italian ripoff, and it's called Enter the Devil, 1974.
I think I've got that on bootleg.
And that's Mario Gariazzo.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another one I need to see. So.
Absolutely. There were, I mean, a lot of adult films too, really kind of ripped off The Exorcist. There's, I'll throw it out there because it's just a hilarious parody, but the Triple Exorcist from with Joanna Angel is hilarious. If you don't mind. Now that's hardcore, so keep that in mind. You know, it goes a little more graphic, but so our first one we're going to be talking about tonight is new from Cauldron Films. They just put it out from 1975, and co-directors Angelo Panaccio and Luca Damiano, and a lot of this is going to get a little bit confusing, but we'll kind of try and
it's, I mean, Cauldron put it out as Cries and Shadows, but there's shit. I know I got at least 8 titles here.
So this one's tough. The most common titles are Wizard Video has a US release, which you can buy now. It's a Wizard VHS box recreation called The Possessor.
Yep.
That is a common title. Return of the Exorcist is probably the most common title, to be honest. And that's what IMDb.
That's what I've seen it under. Return of the Exorcist.
Return of the Exorcist.
There's a Scream from the Darkness, and then you got Naked Exorcism, and then you got and My Shout Will Greet You.
Yeah,
and you got Exorcist #2.
You know what's really flagrant about it? Exorcist 2 and HBO Video in the UK put it out as Exorcist 3: Cries and Shadows. So,
and then you've got the Italian. They put it out as Un Urlo dalle Tenebre, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's the that's what I was translating. A Scream from the Darkness. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wonder if Argento pinched that title.
It gets confusing. I mean, in the VHS days, especially, like some of this shit was just like, what the hell am I actually getting here? So,
right.
So we'll get into it. For those unfamiliar, this from 1975, both of our films tonight.
I got to show this artwork right quick though. So here's what you get when you first, on one side. And then it's got the flip art, which Cauldron, man, they're killing it.
Oh man, it looks like they've done a great job with that.
They're killing it. And look at this alternate. This is the original artwork. Though.
Oh, I love that cover.
Yeah, very, very
cool. Kind of reminds me of Spasmo in a way.
Yeah, it actually does quite a bit. Yeah. So in this movie, after stumbling on my words. After photographing a naked woman at a waterfall and discovering she was absent from all photos, Peter returns to the scene only to find a mysterious Tahal pendant that initiates a hysterical and sex-crazed possession. As Peter spirals into baffling madness, people start to die in inexplicable ways, prompting Peter's nun sister, Elena, to call an exorcist to rid him of the insidious demon.
Oh, man, that scene at the waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, she starts gyrating.
I was gonna say she would have caught my eye as well. This is so
Peter's like,
yeah. Well, you don't see that every day. I mean, that is kind of like, oh, holy shit! Okay, this is actually happening.
In the version I got, he's called Piero. I guess that's the Italian name for Peter.
Yeah.
This had a troubled production, didn't it? 2 directors. The one pulled out halfway through.
Yeah.
Angelo Pananico, he did Sex of the Witch.
Yep.
And
he did,
one of the actors is in this, that's in Sex of the Witch as well. You've got the guy from Hell of the Living Dead with the googie eyes. You got sorry, Dirk, go on.
Is that Richard Conte or
no? He plays the Exorcist.
Yeah, this was his final film. He does play the Exorcist in this of Godfather fame. Richard Conte. This was his
right. And I don't want to be too hard on him, but like he comes in as the Exorcist towards the end, and I don't want to jump too far forward.
He doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah,
he's the most shittest exorcist I've ever seen in my life, and the whole exorcism is one of the worst you'll ever see. I think it's 2 or 3 paragraphs in the fucking Bible, and it seems to do the job without jumping the gun too much. But the guy Dirk was on about was Franco Garofalo was the guy.
I was mixing the name up. But
from Hell of the Living Dead. Yeah, he was. Yeah. They don't even have proper credits in this because he's just like leader of the Sabbath. Like they don't even.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. We see
Hell of the Living Dead.
And the director Angelo Panaccio, he's like known for porn and shit like that.
Actually, no. So this gets a little confusing because Angelo Panaccio is the other one. Luca Damiano, who is credited here as Franco Lo Cascio. Their names sound the same. I know it's
okay.
Luca Damiano too.
Luca Damiano. He shot the film as Franco Locascio. Yeah, but under the Luca Damiano name.
That's right.
He was like one of the smut kings in Italy. He went on for many years, I think into the early 2000s, he was doing XXX films, and he was known for like historical adult epics, like
and sex comedies, and he was also an assistant director for Fernando De Leo.
He was. In fact, De Leo did not approve of him going down that path into adult films, but he was wildly successful. He did adult versions of Marco Polo, Napoleon, Hamlet, For the Love of Ophelia is a really good one. Again, this was a time where he was doing big budget adult films, with Rocco Siffredi and
The Lady of the Orient Express.
Yes. And,
that's a classic right there, man.
What's the Educator? You can just imagine what that's about.
His career was, kind of sparse other than the adult stuff. He did Who's Afraid of Zorro with George Hilton.
That's probably his biggest film.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm running down these guys' careers, but
he didn't want to do horror. Right?
He did. No, you can kind of tell. And this is a weird movie because there were budget issues, 2 directors, the crew changed, so you're essentially getting 2 different teams, and it shows in the movie. Angelo Panaccio had a kind of a not a lot of huge films. Darren, I think you mentioned Sex of the Witch with Camille Keaton. He did Holocaust 2: The Revenge with William Berger, and
that's all I could find.
Yeah, the spaghetti western Death Plays the Flute is another.
But he did some sex shit too, right? Didn't he do some porn shit too? I thought, but
he goes into like some other stuff.
Softcore. Something.
I don't think he went hardcore, although he may.
I know. Listening to Alina Fusco, who is the chick that's getting whatever they're doing to her at the beginning, and then they have the whole orgy thing, and I mean it comes out swinging. You know what you're getting into, and
yes.
But Alina Fusco was married to Pennacchio, and she had nothing but bad shit to say about him. Pretty much, like they had a son together. Said he was fascinated with eroticism, and then he got into porn. This is coming from her, and she had to identify his body. So they weren't married. That scratch that from what I said. They weren't married, but they had a son together, and his son was like 18 years old. And so she had to identify his body or whatever. And she said he was smiling, and he had his headphones on, and he's sitting in his chair. And she said all the people's lives that he ruined and everything, that he should have had a much worse death. I was like, what the fuck?
So she's basically calling him a pervert, and
well, she said he ruined a lot of people's lives in the industry.
Right. My guess is he wasn't wearing pants, probably.
Right.
When they found him.
And she also said that if you looked it up on Wikipedia, like his death was wrong. It's wrong on Wikipedia that he actually died in 1997, not in 2001.
IMDb has kind of regressed over the years because there are people that are not actually dead that are listed as dead on IMDb, so you never know.
It's good to check multiple sources.
That's why it's important to actually get info out on some of these movies, because like it's just gonna be a coin toss. I mean,
they also got wrong where he died. They said he died in Viterbo, but he actually died in Rome. So
yes,
sounds like he had a heart attack. Did he, while he was sat down watching something? Maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, there is like Patrizia Gori is kind of notable. She was in Joe D'Amato's Emmanuel and Francois as Francois. Cry of a Prostitute, which I do think we'll probably do on this channel because I love that movie. So
we've covered it. Yeah, we've covered it.
That's a good one.
Barbara Boucher.
Yeah.
That's a raunchy one. Holy shit.
A very raunchy one. Yeah.
That's Henry Silver, I believe, as well.
Some pig fucking going on.
There's Cry of a Prostitute is a very nasty movie. I feel like we'll make that one of our next ones, but
I'll be for that.
Yeah, she had of course dated Luca for a long time. She was in Natalie, Escape from Hell, War of the Robots, Crazy Desires of a Murderer, which is a giallo.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
She had a good career. She did some cool stuff. And that's about it as far as notable crew goes. But getting into the movie more, this is, you can tell. I mean, I think Pennacchio directed the second half, I believe, and
he had to.
Supposedly he was on set as a producer during the Luca shot portion. It's very, some of it's a little bit murky. This one thing that sets this apart from some of the other films is it's a possessed boy, which is a little bit of a change of pace from usually it tends to be a girl.
There is some really good shots though. Like, I know this movie's kind of all over the place, but there's a really damn good shot, man. And I just couldn't help but notice when the nun goes in there, and like it's a close up of her eyes and everything, and the way the light's hitting her eyes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's fucking great. shot. Maybe I'm just tripping, but I don't know. I thought it was fucking great. Like the
Yeah.
sincere look on her face. That's her brother and the shit, you know.
Yep.
But
some of these movies, like this one, obviously wasn't working with the big budget, but I mean that was the benefit at the time because you had access to all these great locations. So many of these like cheap Italian knockoffs, I mean they still looked amazing because you couldn't buy that here in the US. I mean we're still new in the grand scheme of things, so you don't have these beautiful castles and different places to shoot.
And another thing, like some of the scenes in here, you know, he's recycling scenes from other films and throwing it in here.
Yeah, you can
like,
see.
So, like, there's a scene, looks like a women's prison or some shit. Like, they're like beating the shit out of each other.
It's like a mental hospital, like a flashback to a mental hospital.
Right.
But what I find funny with this, so he sees this succubus woman at the waterfall, like early on, didn't he? And he goes back, I think, the next day. No one believes him. And he finds the pendant.
Yep.
And then the first signs of him, like, becoming possessed, he fucking opens the champagne all over his girlfriend and starts fucking pouring champagne all over her. And that's, like, meant to be the start of this kind of exorcism or exorcist.
He drills a hole in the thing and
behavior.
Makes a fucking necklace out of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just an asshole at first. Like it doesn't get too spooky right off the bat. It's just like,
it's funny though. That scene's hilarious. But there's another scene though where, because it's weird too, right? Because like there's a chick, which I thought she's pretty hot. I mean, I guess that's like his girlfriend. I don't know. I was kind of confused. The girl they splashed champagne on her, but she's dancing at a nightclub and shit. And then that was a weird scene. Like, I'm not going to spoil it for nobody, but, you know, but there's another scene where the redheaded chick starts slapping the shit out of his mother.
Yeah. I don't know where.
I lost my shit on that scene.
that disco nightclub scene, like you say, makes completely no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, you're like scratching your head. But
it might have made sense at one point. I mean, again, 2 cinematographers, different crews. Like this is definitely a patchwork film.
What kind of substances were they on?
I'm sure.
You know, it might have made more sense to them, but
it's also one too. I think you touched on it, like the extra features. Elena Fusco, who is under the name here. I think Elena Sfavo, but she's usually credited as Elizabeth Tulin. Again, they make everything complicated with these movies.
Yeah.
But, knowing her story about Angelo Panaccio, her boyfriend, over those years, like it's like, oh, okay, that's fascinating. Like that kind of makes me even more invested. Angelo Panaccio is such a interesting figure, and then Luca Damiano. I mean, Luca Damiano in the adult film industry was actually a lot bigger than Joe D'Amato. They collaborated on a bunch of different things. Luca was very successful, which he was probably smart to do that, because a lot of Italian directors, if you weren't able to make it in TV, you were just kind of done at a certain point.
And they can make those flicks so quick and get paid so fast.
So good career move. And you can certainly see like that the adult influence in this film. It's pretty there's a lot of unintentional humor, and the possession scenes, which are not they're not as like vile in the dialogue as you'd expect, because I mean Exorcist went hard on that. Like let Jesus fuck you is still a very shocking moment.
Me.
Yeah, exactly. It's very.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Yeah, they go. This one I would expect, coming from a soon-to-be pornographer, that they would go a little harder on that element. They really don't.
So during the exorcism scene, like you say towards the end, and where you've got Reagan and she's saying all that shit Dirk just said. In this one, they actually say, "I spit on you and all your mumbo jumbo." I think dialogue, man, is crazy in this one. And I think he said, "I shit on you" at one point or something like that. That's about as hard as it gets in terms of dialogue from the demon or whatever.
And then like the throw up bile or whatever is coming out of his mouth. It's like, when somebody, it looks like somebody just spilling a fucking like a bottle of liquor or something.
That didn't make sense to me because I was watching the old VHS version of this, and it's hard to like make out a lot of it in places. But that part didn't make sense. I was wondering what the hell was happening because wasn't it blood coming out of his mouth, and then I don't know, something happens before that, and
the scene that made me laugh was his sister, who of course is the nun, and there's a lesbian scene with the succubus, and she turns into the brother, and he just goes, "Your virginity is mine."
For no reason that happens.
And she's bald headed. So is all nuns? Are they all bald headed?
No, I went to Catholic school. I'm quite certain they were not.
I was
confused with that as well. Did she have hair at one point, and then like the hat gets pulled off, and she's
like Sinead O'Connor, man.
Like a skinhead.
Yeah, I found that odd too. I knew a lot of nuns. They weren't bald. I mean,
that was never anything. That was never.
She's a beautiful woman,
Yeah. I mean, it's heavy on the nunsploitation as well. I find this one is it's a mix, not just of Exorcist and all that.
So her name's Francois Prévost. So
she's probably the best French in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's the mom. Yeah, she's very good. And she lived a long time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Went way back to like the Three Musketeers in the 50s. She was in the Sinful Nuns of Saint Valentine, which is a good nunsploitation film.
But man, that slap scene.
Yeah, I mean,
where she gets slapped down, I just fucking I lost my fucking shit. It's worth owning just for that shit.
It is.
It's so disjointed though, because
we're not supposed to be laughing.
Yeah, she's getting slapped, exactly. But all her clothes are falling off too.
But
so it's like, what the fuck's going on?
Thinking, here, what the fuck? But like randomly, throughout the whole film, we get these like orgies of this black mass that's going on at some point, and they're just thrown in there at like 10-minute intervals throughout the whole film. Crazy, man. You've got the scene in the hospital as well, where they ripped off from Reagan from The Exorcist. Although it's done completely shittily in this. I think it's wired up to some machine or something, and it's kind of funny.
It is. It's you can tell that this is all kind of pasted together, but it still kind of works. There is some atmosphere. I can give it that. It's near the bottom of the list as far as a lot of these Exorcist knockoffs go. It's no Antichrist. It's certainly no Beyond the Door.
No.
But there's still something very entertaining about it. It's sleazy enough. It's
definitely that.
It's crazy enough. Nothing, just a lot. Just it refuses to make sense. And I'm glad that Cauldron did such a great job on this release. I think it'll even if you don't like the film, you will appreciate it. And
something else I found was crazy though. So Eugenio Ercolani's mother worked on this film.
Yes.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a whole featurette with Eugenio Ercolani on here. It's pretty good, and Troy Howarth and him do the commentary as well.
I might have to get this then.
Yeah,
like I didn't know any of that.
Pretty good. Yeah.
There's a couple of scenes where the bed's going up and down, and you can see, even in the shitty version I got, you can see the fucking strings of the bed.
Yeah,
as it's going up and down.
Yeah,
this like
that's part of the charm.
It's unashamedly an Exorcist like rip off, but it turns into like The Exorcist from about the hour mark. when you got this exorcist guy comes in and Richard Conte, is it? And yeah, and you can tell I felt bad because when I was watching it, I didn't know that he's literally died straight after the film, or literally in the next year. And I felt really bad because I thought his performance is awful, but apparently he was dying at that time.
Well, damn.
He worked. Yeah. There's actually a debate. This is listed as his last film, but in the extras they talk about it. He was doing Violent Rome at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd prefer that be your last film. And,
you know, he was in Violent Professionals, Shoot First, Die Later. But before all that, he was in Alfred Hitchcock Presents. He did what is it? The Untouchables. The Untouchables, seasons 2 and 4. He was in that. So I mean, like some, you know.
He did the Violent Professionals as well with Martino.
Or no, I'm twisting him up. Never mind. Scratch all that shit I just said. Twilight Zone. He was in the Twilight Zone.
No, Richard Conte was huge at one time. I mean, he goes back many years, but it's funny now how a lot of people will more likely recognize him from stuff like Evil Eye or
He's in The Boss.
Yeah.
He's in The Boss. Yeah, he plays the like mafia type, doesn't he, in a lot of these films?
Yep.
He's got that look about him, you could tell.
He's in Ocean's 11.
Right. He's in Anna, the Torment, the Pleasure, or The Pleasure, the Torment. That's the one with Edwidge Finesse.
Okay.
So he's quite a decent actor to be in something like this.
He is. I mean, that's a guy that, you know, was a movie star in the 40s and had a second life and career in Italy. And this is, truth be told, I know some reviews are out there of this where it's like, oh, he has so little screen time. And it's like, well, in fairness, Max von Sydow does not have a ton of screen time in The Exorcist. He just has some more good moments.
Oh, man, I mean, if you poles apart, like in terms of
and I know this has nothing to do with The Exorcist, but like, you know, Anthony Hopkins, he's 13 minutes in Silence of the Lambs, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, very little.
Crazy.
But he kind of sleepwalks, doesn't he, Conte, at the end of this film? He's got like 10 minutes or whatever. And you can tell his performance is so detached from everything that's going on around him.
Well, death's knocking at his door too, so. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying I felt a little bit bad when I read that afterwards because I was writing down what a shit performance. And that,
oh, damn.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, but you know what? It's probably not the worst movie he ever made, and I still have fun with this one. I will say, for some weird reason, if you've never seen any of these Exorcist knockoffs, I wouldn't start with this.
No.
So, you know, do Antichrist, Beyond the Door.
Go ahead, go Antichrist, because it is the best. I think it is. But
how do you feel about the backstory as well, about how all this happened back in the 1700s? And you've got that woman who basically gives birth to the devil or the demon. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of funny. Seeing all the flashbacks to that. Great.
Yep. I would suggest watch this, and if you're a fan of vintage smut, I mean, Luca Damiano, watch Marco Polo.
It's a hell of a release, from Cauldron. Yeah. And Cauldron, I think, is doing some. They're coming along, you know, and
they are. I'm excited to pick up Mad Foxes. That's one I'm a big fan. And Rico the Mean Machine they're putting out. I love that.
I didn't like that one, man. We covered. I think me and Dirk covered that, and we were like,
now you got the Barbara Boucher striptease on them.
That is great. That's gold. But you got that Chris Mitchum in it.
That's enough for me.
Yeah. But if you want this, you have to get it on eBay or hit me up, and I'll make you a good deal on it. You know?
There you go. Get your blasphemy coin.
Yeah.
So what do you guys rate the movie? I know this one's kind of tough because I think we all recognize there's issues.
As far
I just got to say something though before we rate it.
Oh, go for it.
I thought, how do you feel about the ending? I know it's kind of cliche at the time.
I won't
say what film because there's one film it definitely rips off with the ending. I don't know. You said I think this comes before. You said The Omen, didn't it?
No. You're thinking of the next film.
Oh, am I? I'm jumping the gun, am I?
These are both 75.
No, they both came.
No, I'm thinking about this one with the young boy. Paul.
This came out in 73 though in Italy.
It's hard to see, that's where it gets weird. They're both listed at 75.
Yeah.
But you never know like what region are they going by, because Omen was 76. Like that's
so I got this in my notes. 75 it hit the US in 75.
Like the hairstyles and all, like around about like the early 70s. But the ending I was just going to mention, Dirk, was with the young boy. He finds the medallion. I don't think I'll skip it. And then like we kind of know how it's gonna keep following on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of cliche, but I think in terms of the quality of the material that you're working with, it kind of works. I think.
Yeah, it definitely.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can't give it. I give it a 5 because I did have fun, so I have to give it at least an average rating. But if you're not into the Exorcist stuff, I don't know, might be rough going for you. But I had fun.
As far as entertainment goes, man, I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
But as far as a film goes, it's probably like a 3. If I'm fucking being honest, But I mean, it's still funny. I almost fucking lost my shit, dude. Like, I almost spit my food out of my mouth, one scene while I was eating.
It's definitely worth at least a one-time watch. For me, it's like a 5. Okay. I think I'm probably being generous, but in terms of entertainment level, it's fun. Yeah, it's a great one.
Okay.
It's funny because it's like I'm watching this, and again, I am familiar with Luca's other work. I'm like, man, his adult movies feel like so much bigger in scope. Like he had a lot of money to do.
It's like he was unenthused. It seems like. Yeah. Plus, they didn't have no budget. No fucking budget.
No, I didn't.
And it shows as well, man. Yeah.
So all right. So
there's some really good. I'm sorry. There's some really good fucking shots though in the film, like the staircase with the succubus chicks at the top of the stairs and the woman's at the bottom. Like those shots are. I don't know, man. There's some really good shots in the film, but they're so far and few between. Like they're not. Yeah, they're not like coherent throughout the film. You know what I mean?
It's not a cheap film as in a cheap film today. It still feels like a proper film. It just it was a clusterfuck of a production.
And then some of the scenes is like, fuck, man. Like, is it like a film student or something that just started, Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm curious the comparisons with our next film, because of course it does fall into that sort of Exorcist, if not rip off, at least Exorcist cash in. And our next movie from 1975 and director Massimo Dallamano is A Night Child, which is also known as The Cursed Medallion. Together Forever, which is an awful title, although it kind of makes sense.
Makes sense at the end.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
And The Little Girl and Her Devil is, I think,
that's a great one, right?
Yeah.
The Little Girl.
I think it's called Hershey as well. Did you read that one?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. There's probably 18 different titles for this, but Cursed Medallion would have worked fine. But yeah.
So there's not. I gotta say, for Massimo Dallamano, dude, like he's so underrated as far as Italian filmmakers, and he was a great cinematographer before he became a director, and he did the Dollars trilogy with Sergio Leone.
Oh yeah.
He did other films, Black Veil for Lisa in '68.
Yeah.
Venus in Furs in '69. Red Rings of Fear he wrote. Dorian Gray, 1970.
The Toria Helmut Berger film,
yeah, that's actually a pretty decent film. Like, there's not a film that he's made that I've seen that I didn't like.
Right.
real shit. And
he's got a pretty good record. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bandidos.
What have they done to Solange?
Yeah. Oh well, what have you done to Solange is amazing.
Classic.
That's his pinnacle. I think that's his
high point. Yeah,
that is his top film, in my opinion. And what have they done to Your Daughters is fucking right.
I mean,
there.
that's pretty fucking good as well. Yeah.
But I mean,
he's fantastic. And the story for this one, because it is a little bit different. It's not the exact same story as Cries and Shadows. Follows an ancient medallion, which is a gift presented to young Emily. Once the girl places the gift around her neck, she is possessed by the spirit of a dead child who was once a murderess. Emily's father, Michael, played by the legendary Richard Johnson, and his girlfriend, Joanna, try desperately to figure out the mystery and help Emily battle the demon within her. One thing that this has going for it is amazing. I'm a huge fan of Massimo Dellamano as well. I mean, Colt 38 Special. I mean, he tackled all sorts of different genres, and he never really missed. Like, honestly, most of his stuff, if not all of it, is well worth watching. And
everything looks fucking great. Every scene is, he knew how to frame everything. I mean, that's what he started doing. So, I mean, if you're the cinematographer for Sergio Leone, I mean,
you're gonna know what you're doing. Yeah.
He on a technical level, he was tops. I mean, it doesn't get much better than Massimo, and I mean, we have an all-star cast in this film. Richard Johnson, who everybody knows from Lucio Fulci's Zombie, and for good reason. And that is
Dr. Menard.
Yeah, I mean, it's Zombie. It's one of all of our favorite films, but also The Haunting from 1963. This guy has this guy has some classics under his belt. He's amazing.
La Strega in Amore, The Witch from 1966.
That's another great film.
Me and Darren have covered that one. That's a really damn good film. Out of that era, released that gothic set, and it's in there, so pretty damn good.
And he was one of those guys who made it lived long enough to kind of see the impact of these films and the convention scene. Something like Zombie, like, it's like, my God, I didn't think anybody would be talking about this so many years later. I mean,
don't forget Island of the Fishmen.
Yes, Screamers / Island of the Fishmen. I love him in that. Great alligator. I mean, some of this it's not The Haunting level or Zombie level. But Richard Johnson is just, what an actor. And
get a chance, if anybody's out there listening, if you get a chance, go listen to some of his interviews. He just sounds like somebody that I would have wanted to hang out with, He
seemed like very chill and just, like a good time. I have met one of the cast members, Joanna Cassidy, who was one of the stars of one of my all-time favorites, Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and she's also was on a great show called 6 Feet Under that I loved.
Don't Tell the Mom the Babysitter's Dead from 91 and 2024.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
she's had an interesting career. There's a lot of randomness. Working with Keanu Reeves and John Carpenter. And I mean, she's had a hell of a career. One name that may not be familiar, but you definitely know her, who plays Emily in this film, Nicoletta Elmy. She go-to for creepy fucking kids. I mean, she was in Bay of Blood, Deep Red, Flesh for Frankenstein, Who Saw Her Die. She was just kind of the go-to. She did have a career that went beyond her childhood. She was Ingrid in Demons, Lamberto Baba's Demons. So she got to do that. Did a little TV.
The ticket taker, right?
Yes, she's the usher. Yeah,
that never seems like, because in these films as a child, she's kind of not, you know, I don't want to be mean, but she's not the best looking girl in the world. Yeah, in Demon, she grew up to be pretty fucking nice, you know.
Yeah, she
my favorite
good
from her is Footprints on the Moon. I think she's fantastic in that.
Oh yeah, I neglected to say that. I love Footprints.
Yeah, that's a great film. That's got Ida Galli in as well.
And she's also in another Bob of Baron Blood.
She is, yeah. So.
She was just like kind of like that go-to creepy kid at the time. I don't know if she ever did an Italian Invasion for Chiller, but I'd love to meet her, because I think that's interesting, being a child at that point in the industry and getting to work with all of these legends throughout those movies.
She's superb, minding everything. Like Who Saw Her Die, like you mentioned.
Great.
The thing with her, though, yeah. Did she go on after Demons to do anything else?
She did a little bit of TV, and that was it. Unfortunately,
okay.
Yeah, it's. She grew into a very lovely lady. I'm surprised she didn't do more, but I mean, 85, and then the TV takes her into the latter part of that decade. I mean,
okay, she'd make a killing on the convention circuit, like you say. There'd be people. I reckon she'd have queues, man.
And then another,
alone, you know.
Then you got another underrated actress in Ida Galli, Evelyn Stewart.
I think so, yeah.
Oscar winner Evelyn Stewart. Or no, I'm sorry, not Evelyn Stewart. I'm jumping to somebody else, but
she's highly underrated. She always got little bit parts. She had, like, for me, her best performance was her like one of her lead roles. One of her only lead roles was White Dress for Marielle.
That's her best film, I think. Yeah.
It's but she's been in so much shit. The Psychic, Lucio Fulci's The Psychic.
Yeah.
What is it? Haunted Mansion? Is it? No, it's not.
Murder Mansion.
Murder Mansion. My bad. The Whipping the Body for Mario Bava.
Another great
Sweet
role.
Body of Deborah. I mean, she's like all over some of these bangers, just little bit parts though, and it's a shame. But
I mistakenly said Oscar winner for her, but there is an Oscar winner in the cast. Leela Kadrova won Best Supporting Actress for Zorba the Greek, and she was in The Tenant and Torn Curtain. She had a hell of a career herself. This one, I'm running down the cast because I do have some issues with the movie.
Really?
Well, Edmund Purdom we got to bring up though too.
Oh yeah.
Pieces. He also directed Don't Open Till Christmas. Invaders of the Lost Gold. I love that movie. He was in that. But the movie, I mean, I will say, I mean, I like this movie. I think a lot of people will have issues with some of the pacing. It's very slow paced. Well acted,
well shot.
Yeah, very well shot. I mean, you have an all-star cast, as I said. Nice musical score by Stelvio Cipriani. But it takes a little bit for this to really get to like the meat and potatoes. I like a slow burn, but I know there's going to be a lot of people, if you've never seen this one, that are going to have some issues with the pacing. And in comparison to our first film, this is not like a Euro trash sleaze fest. Like,
no, this is right there. Like it kind of reminds me of The Omen in a way, but then it also kind of reminds me of Don't Look Now in a way. I don't know if y'all got that vibe, but it does to me because he's a skeptic.
Yeah.
Just like Donald Sutherland's character. He's working for the BBC, right? And they're like investigating these
documentary
these docu-style investigating these haunted artifacts like paintings and and this, like, he finally gets to this one painting though, but in this film, but it's got the medium in there that's reading the tarot cards, right? Same with kind of like Don't Look Now. There's like this psychic woman that's blind. I don't know, but it puts me in that mind, you know. And then the misbehavior from Emily, so you're kind of like wondering what the fuck's going on. Like, you know, that's what I like about Delamano, though. He's not spelling it out for you, you know.
No, he's not. And again, I mean, he has very little on his filmography that doesn't hit. I think we could have used, like I said, just a little bit more. There's some fake out stuff. We spend a decent bit of time, quite frankly, with Richard dicking down Joanna Cassidy's character. It's not sexploitation or anything, but we do linger on that a little bit, and I just think it takes a little bit to get to the horror. This has never been one that I loved, but I probably still like it a lot just because of the cast, and I love where we end up. This does have a great ending. You just have to be patient to get to it.
It kind of reminds me too, like when we do get to that ending, without I guess this is kind of spoiling if you've seen the film that I'm about to mention.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's old, you know.
The Haunting of Julia. It kind of reminds me of The Haunting of Julia at the end.
I was going to bring that up too. And now Haunting of Julia is a masterpiece. That's one of the great.
I love this movie though. I really do. I don't know. Well. I know it's slow paced, like you said, but I think it really delivers, and it makes you think. There's certain things that's going on, and I think on a rewatch it might hit me a little different again.
I think that's why it works for me, is the fact that it is a slow pace, because like you say, he doesn't give you, he gives you little bits here and there to piece together, but the whole reveal in the end as well, which I won't say, I know we spoil a couple of things. I was taken aback by it because I didn't see any of that coming. And maybe on a second watch, I might be like, oh shit, that was kind of obvious, but it didn't seem that way to me.
And the painting, like, that's a fucking gorgeous painting.
Yeah.
It's creepy as fuck looking. Like, holy shit. But the whole mystique of the painting, just nobody knows where it came from. It just come out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Like,
you've got the Possessor, kind of warning him off at some point.
He gets plenty of warnings. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The one thing in the film that I think I would like to have seen a little bit more of Ida Galli, Evelyn Stewart's character.
Yeah.
She kind of, I guess, bumped off a little bit too early for me in a scene that kind of is hilarious in a way. But
I mean, she's playing her role. She's kind of mopey, But that's the role, But
if you're looking for like a body count film or really gross out exorcism stuff, like this is not going to deliver for you. It's definitely more of a classy horror thriller. I think part of my problem too is like some of the movies it's similar to, and also just even though nothing I ever wrote that was more high concept got made or anything, like I recognize like these little things where it's like I feel like you need a little more punch here, a little more punch there, and I'm kind of maybe coming at it from that perspective, because you do have to be patient with this one, and I think it pays off at the end. I do like it, but it's never been it's never ranked super high for me, but I am happy to have watched it again because oddly enough, Richard Johnson, Joanna Cassidy, and this cast,
Nicolette Elmy and Ida Galli, Delamano at the helm. Cipriani's score, because Cipriani
score is great. Yeah,
I got to mention some of his other scores, like the Iguana with the Tongue of Fire,
right?
Death Walks on High Heels.
That's a really good one.
Twitch of the Death Nerve, Bay of Blood, Barren Blood, Rabid Dogs. What have they done to Solange? He's got some, and this score is fucking amazing.
Some stuff that I'd like to see on vinyl. This is a strange movie though, because like, and maybe I just need to dig a little deeper, but you're hard pressed to find anybody that's reviewed this on YouTube. There's a few things, like short things, but And I mean, this is I've got the Code Red Blu-ray.
Oh shit!
Man,
Okay, yeah, I don't own it, so I need
This
it.
is the thing for me, right? So this is the way I watched it, right? So I downloaded like what Dirk said, but they only give me like half the film. So I watched the first half of the film in English, and then I went on this really seedy fucking hardcore porn site that was showing it. So I had to see the rest of it that way. Oh yeah, and the subtitles.
This is not.
There was fan subtitles that were literally about that big, and you had to be like that to see the screen. Like,
oh wow!
I managed to get everything else from it, but it was weird seeing it from English to Italian, from one half to the other.
Who would put this on an adult site? I mean, you see Joanna Cassidy's boob.
Yeah,
but
I was shocked. This site just come out of nowhere.
You see some tits in here a little bit in the dark, but
I think this is because like this film's not well known. It hasn't got a great release. I think that's why people are not seeing it.
Right.
Because that Blu-ray Dan got must be well out of print now.
I don't know why Arrow or somebody.
There's something like somebody's got
or something. It's bound to come out. Like I could see like a Delamano collection coming out.
Man.
In 4K or some shit.
I mean, Code Red was. This is an early Blu-ray from them. I mean, and all it has is like an 8-minute interview with Joanna Cassidy. Like,
man,
okay,
so, I'd love to get Richard Johnson, like, and Nicoletta Elmy.
I'd love to see her come like
Ida Galli, Ellen Stewart. But I was gonna say Massimo Delamano on this film, like to make this film, he drew inspiration. Because during this time, the occult was like, it was real popular during this time. But he was like fascinated with he wasn't fascinated. The occult fascination is the reason this film got made. And so the real cursed medallions, like he drew from the Hope Diamond. I don't know if y'all have ever heard about the Hope Diamond.
No.
But it was like, it was a diamond that was found as 112 carats, and then it eventually went through all these different people's hands, and there's this like tale that goes with it, like you're going to be cursed. And the diamond was actually like had a blue tint to it and shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But people would go bankrupt that owned the diamond. They would go bankrupt. People died, shit. So there's this whole thing, and other people were more intrigued by these stories. They were probably bullshit, but that's why they were getting the diamond. But I mean, that's really what I dug deep on to find this shit out. And the Delhi purple sapphire as well was a cursed medallion, they called it. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty damn interesting that it was originally 112 carats, and then at the end it was 45 carats. So like it got cut down quite a bit and sold off, and people were fucking going bankrupt, and some people died. Who knows if it was really cursed or not, but
that's really interesting. Yeah, that kind of research. Yeah, that's very cool. I did neglect to say, because I think probably give or take, by the time this airs, 10-year anniversary of Richard Johnson's death.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was just going to add one more thing. Many people believed that it was possessed and that it needed to have an exorcism.
If I knew what it was called, there's a good, I don't know if it's like a documentary or just a YouTube video on it out there. If I find it, I'll put it in the comments of this video.
Okay.
But yeah, there is a good one out there that kind of talks about, I think it's about cursed objects in general, but it goes over the story. Yeah.
I was going to say the final shot in this film is so fucking powerful, I find.
I think so. I think it is.
The whole like 5-10 minute build up to the end is all done extremely well.
You're not seeing
that final shot is kind of haunting. Yeah.
No. Great ending. Yeah, no, I agree. Great ending. And I just wish they had punched up the horror just a little bit earlier. There's a few portions where I'm like, we could use a little suspense here, but at least the intrigue is there, and they stick the landing, which is the most important thing. So.
I love the medium though, the Countess.
Yeah, that's a great character.
She's awesome.
I like the fact as well that the location shooting where you see the churches and you got a lot of it is done in bright sunlight as well, which kind of, cinematography and all that is great. For me, this is like the gem eight of these. I do enjoy the other one, but this is like an unseen gem for me, first time watch. That I would definitely buy this in a heartbeat if it becomes available.
And I do got to mention the cinematographer for this film was Franco Deli Colli.
Yeah.
So he did Lamberto Bava's Macabre. He did Pupi Avati's Zeder.
Oh yeah, that's also from Code Red's got that out on Blu-ray.
And Pasolini. He did a film for Pasolini, a Catori. I think that's how you say it. And Visconti's The Leopard. So those are some big ass Italian directors that he's done cinematography for. So
he's a name that should be known more than it is. If you're a diehard Giallo fan, you probably do know it, but I do feel like the as a filmmaker and some of the crew on this as well that you were talking about, like, they should be better known than they are, because they're not household names, and I feel like they should be. But
yeah, man.
But
I can't stress that enough about Dallamano. I mean, he's probably in my top 5. I know I've said that. My top 5 Italian directors.
There's a whole mystery with his death as well that I don't think people have really. People touch upon it, but there's been no definitive answer. Because obviously the schoolgirls in Peril trilogy,
he
was hitting on some kind of some forbidden subjects there, and he ended up in a car. I think it was a car crash or in a car accident.
Yeah.
At a pretty young age, I guess, compared to what he could have gone on and become and achieved. But no, this one, I don't know. I don't know what Dirk's going to rate it, but I think he's probably on about the same lines as me.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. What say you, gentlemen?
Okay. Man, for me, I really enjoyed this one. I know it's like you said, it's slow build, but I love that. I love it. There's not too much I could find at fault with it. So for me, I give it an 8 out of 10, man. I really do. It's I'd love to get a proper good release of this.
Is this hard to find now? It used to be fairly cheap, but I guess now.
No, that's not now. Yeah, it's hard to find.
Okay.
It's probably going for like good money. For me,
will come out again though.
Yeah. Hopefully, anyway, touch wood. But for me, another 8 out of 10, solid 8 and a half, maybe. I can't find too much wrong with it. Maybe a few of the effects might be a little bit dated, but what can you do about that? Definitely a gem, a hidden gem, I think.
Yeah, it's well worth watching. I'm a little lower than you guys at 6.5, but it's definitely the best movie of tonight. But there are some of you out there that will prefer the pervy shit. So
right.
Yes.
But yeah, this was a great one, man. Gotta shed some light on some of these lesser seen. Well, I know Cauldron shedded light on the other, but I mean, I'm just glad we get to review these, man. So
Cauldron Films is a player. Celluloid Dreams, I mean, brand new company. And I have a lot of confidence that we're gonna get some of this wonderful stuff that's still out. I mean, you guys like this one more than I do, but I do think something like Night Child deserves better than an 8-minute interview that's not even just about this movie. It's just, a brief little career thing.
Right.
And hopefully it will get it. But if you have not dive into Delamano's movies, because I am a huge fan of What Have You Done to Solange and What Have You Done to Your Daughters. You can't go wrong with those.
And even Red Rings of Fear. I know he didn't direct it, but he did write it. And so that's the third part. And that's in the new box set.
I think Franco Ferrini.
That's in the this new Vinegar Syndrome box set, the Red Rings of Fear. So Delamano wrote that Red Rings of Fear.
Delamano wrote it to a certain degree, and I think Franco Ferrini, who worked with Dario Argento.
But still, it was his. The Schoolgirls in Peril was his concept, though. You know.
Yeah.
So,
and I actually think, like, controversially, I actually think Red Rings of Fear I like a little bit more than What Have You Done to Your Daughters. I don't know if that's going to change.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I know we're going to be covering the box set on our channel at some point.
I like it a lot. I wouldn't put it over Daughters, but it's.
I know I'm going to have to go back and give it another go and see whether I'm the same. But What Have You Done to Solange is a top 10 giallo for me of all time. It's that
absolutely.
Good. It really
and it's
is.
So, man.
Like, fucking haunting film.
Yeah, I agree. And that I can't wait to watch your show on that. Speaking of shows, I know probably around the time that this airs, we should be getting close to doing a Sergio Martino giallo show with Lauren. Working around his schedule so he can hop on and participate, because I know he's a big Martino fan. And we've got some more stuff coming your way. We'll have Antichrist for sure, because I feel like that got brought up enough tonight. And the Tempter, yes. So you can expect that. And if you guys ever have any requests, once again, throw them in the comments. We'd love to hear that, and we're open to discussing anything that kind of fits with the DeadEnd drive-in theme. And so you've got that to look forward to on Subjective Perspective Collective. Do you guys have anything else you want to plug before we get out of here?
Trying to think. We do got the Forgotten Jolly coming up. I know we're covering. We'll be covering the Beyond as well.
Some of this might be up by the time you watch this.
Pretty much we got a show every Sunday, so you know, we're pretty consistent where we put them out. So just keep tuning in. You'll get all sorts of mainly Italian stuff, but we do mix it up now and again as well.
Yeah, awesome. Just check it out right here.
Check it out. There you go. I was buying you time. I thought you were having camera trouble, but
I did as well for a minute. I was like, shit.
No, I was putting it up so, like, you know, in case
so you could see the logo.
Yeah, there you go. So sub to that, and we will
appreciate it.
Yeah. And we will check out Region Free as well on this channel. And
absolutely.
We'll see you back here soon, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.